a country that pays foreigners to live and marry its women, where children live with their parents until the age of 43, with houses being offered for just €1 to foreigners, featuring famous historic and romantic cities known worldwide. Welcome to Italy, a country with very different and sometimes even strange traditions, but definitely worth getting to know up close. All this and much more I will show you in this video, so fasten your seatbelts and let's go. Italy is located in southern Europe, specifically on the Italian peninsula, bordering France, Switzerland, Austria, and Slovenia, and surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea, which gives it a strategic geographical location and incredible landscapes. With a population of approximately 60 million inhabitants, Italy is known for being a densely populated country. Its main cities are Rome, Milan, Naples, and Florence, characterized as important and historic urban centers that attract not only tourists, but also a diverse population of residents. The country has a rich cultural and ethnic diversity with a millennial history that has shaped its unique society and cuisine, being famous for its emphasis on family and community. Italians are known for their warm hospitality and their lifestyle that values personal well-being and the pleasure of food. Children who never leave. Italy is known as a country where children never leave home, and this reality is due to the fact that a large portion of the young population chooses to live with their parents well into old age. It is so common that many children over 40 years old still haven't left their parents' house. This phenomenon is often attributed to strong family ties and the traditional Italian culture, where the family plays a central role in people's lives. Often, children do not move out until they reach the age of 30 or even 40, and this dynamic is accepted and even encouraged by families. A study pointed out that out of every 10 young adults living with their parents in Italy, 4 work full-time and could support themselves financially, but prefer to stay with their parents. Italian mothers are known for their overprotectiveness, which may be one of the negative aspects that concerns the government, since they end up playing an active role in their adult children's lives, taking care of their daily needs and providing a welcoming environment. This close relationship between mothers and children can be seen as an extension of Italian culture, where family bonds are highly valued. This tradition of adult children staying at home is also related to economic factors. On the other hand, there is also the high cost of living in Italy and the difficulty of finding well-paid jobs, especially for young people. Therefore, the combination of strong family ties, mothers' overprotection, and a challenging economic reality contributes to this tradition of children who never leave their parents' house in Italy. The language spoken there is Italian, one of the Romance languages that has deep roots in the ancient civilizations of the Italian peninsula. Its origins trace back to Vulgar Latin, spoken by common Romans during the Roman Empire period. As the Roman Empire expanded, Vulgar Latin evolved uniquely in the region that is now Italy, giving rise to local dialects that eventually unified into what we know as modern Italian. Today, Italian is a rich, influential, and widely appreciated language, with a fascinating linguistic heritage that embraces its unique history.
Io per esempio adesso lavoro in francese, anche in tedesco, quindi uso le lingue nel mio lavoro, no? In azienda.
Quindi anche se non vivi lì, le usi ogni giorno praticamente.
Praticamente tutte, sì.
Inventions that changed the world. Italy has an impressive legacy of innovation and invention that has significantly contributed to the advancement of technology and science worldwide. One of the most notable examples is the telephone, which was initially conceived by Antonio Meucci, an Italian immigrant in the United States, before Alexander Graham Bell improved and patented the invention. Meucci is often recognized as the true pioneering inventor of the telephone. Another highlight among Italian inventions is the thermometer, developed by Galileo Galilei in the 17th century. Galilei was a scientist and astronomer who not only contributed to the understanding of physics and astronomy, but also improved the accuracy of temperature measurements with his thermoscope. Additionally, the typewriter, invented by Pellegrino Turri in the early 19th century, had a profound impact on written communication and the evolution of mechanized writing. These Italian inventions showcase the creativity and scientific talent that historically flourished in Italy and continue to be celebrated as valuable contributions to the world of technology and innovation. Culinary heritage. Italian cuisine is renowned worldwide for its simplicity, authenticity, and flavor. Two standout icons are pizza and pasta. Italian pizza, with its thin and crispy base, is typically topped with fresh ingredients such as tomato sauce, high-quality mozzarella, olive oil, and a variety of complementary toppings. When it comes to pasta, Italy is truly a culinary powerhouse. Each region of Italy has its own variations of fresh pasta and sauces. The combination of pasta and sauce is a culinary art that Italians have mastered, and pasta itself is a true gastronomic passion. Passion for coffee. Italy is undeniably the epicenter of coffee culture in the world. Italians are known for their passion for coffee, especially espresso and cappuccino. In almost every corner of Italian cities, you will find coffee shops serving these delicious beverages. Italian espresso is famous for its careful preparation and concentrated flavor, usually served in small cups to be enjoyed quickly and intensely. Cappuccino, on the other hand, is a perfect combination of espresso, steamed milk, and milk foam, typically enjoyed at breakfast. However, for Italians, it is uncommon to drink cappuccino after 11 a.m. Beyond the exceptional quality of their coffee, Italy is also recognized for the social tradition that accompanies coffee drinking. Italian cafes are meeting places where friends, family, and even strangers come together for a quick break from the daily routine. This coffee culture is so deeply rooted in Italian society that having a coffee is not just a matter of taste, but also of social interaction. Historic cities. Italy is a treasure trove of historic cities that tell its rich history over the centuries. Rome, the Italian capital, is perhaps the most emblematic of them all, filled with ancient monuments dating back to the Roman Empire. The most famous include the acclaimed Colosseum, one of the world's most iconic amphitheaters, the Roman Forum, which was the political and social center of ancient Rome, and the Vatican, an independent state, and the spiritual center of the Catholic Church. These are just a few highlights that make Rome an incredible historic city. Rome is often named one of the most romantic cities in the world, captivating visitors' hearts with its beauty. Its stunning cobblestone streets, picturesque squares, and elegant architecture create the perfect setting for lovebirds. The riverside restaurant terraces along the Tiber River offer sunset views, providing unforgettable moments for couples. In addition to its beauty, the fact that Rome has one of the smallest populations among European capitals contributes to a more intimate atmosphere, allowing visitors to explore the city more leisurely, enjoying cozy cafes and peaceful walks through the historic streets. Venice is another famous city, known for its iconic canals that offer visitors a unique experience, allowing them to explore the city's charming historic neighborhoods in a distinctive and romantic way. Tourism is an essential part of Venice's economy, with millions of visitors coming each year to admire its historic and architectural beauty. However, the resident population of Venice has decreased over the decades due to the impact of tourism and challenges faced by the city, such as recurrent flooding. Economy. Italy's economy is one of the largest in Europe and the world, with a diverse range of sectors contributing to its robust GDP. The country is renowned for its manufacturing industry, especially in the production of luxury goods such as fashion, high-quality cars, and design products. Internationally acclaimed Italian companies like Ferrari, Gucci, and Prada have a significant presence in global markets. Additionally, Italy is a leader in the production of high-quality food and wine, being famous for its pasta, olive oils, and wines. However, the Italian economy also faces significant challenges, such as high levels of public debt, complex bureaucracy, and a relatively high unemployment rate, particularly among young people. Italy is working on economic reforms to improve market efficiency and competitiveness, as well as investing in innovation and technology to foster long-term growth. One of these investments is attracting foreigners by offering houses and resources for them to live there. But not everything is as rosy as it seems, and that's what I'm going to show you now. You may have seen these headlines. Cities all over Italy are giving away houses for literally €1, or even paying thousands of dollars for people to move there. But while this has become a popular topic in travel sections of news sites, an important question lies beneath. Why are they doing this? And why would a country like Italy need to pay people to live there? If you look deeper, this seemingly amusing story reveals a lot about life in Italy today. While we tend to view Italy as an ideal place, the Italians themselves might disagree, as a grim economic reality is becoming increasingly evident. Why is Italy paying people to move there? Why are there so many empty houses? And why is all this actually quite problematic? What used to apply only to remote mountain villages is now a story repeated throughout Italy. In towns and cities of all sizes, there are millions of vacant houses, and the number is increasing every year. Many of them are beautiful historic houses in some of the most picturesque parts of the Italian countryside, houses that are part of Italy's cultural heritage. To save these houses, cities across Italy have launched so-called €1 programs. Essentially, cities offer vacant houses for sale, usually aiming to attract foreigners at the symbolic price of €1. This means that the houses are practically given away. However, they come with some conditions. Buyers are usually required to sign a contract agreeing to spend a certain amount of money on renovations, as most of the houses have been vacant for quite some time. Even so, the renovation cost is relatively low, usually ranging from €20,000 to €30,000. While a potential buyer acquires an extremely cheap property, the local city has one less ruined house to worry about. And this is where the truly interesting part begins. The real question behind all of this is, why are there millions of empty houses, and what does that say about Italy? The answer, unlike the picturesque Italian countryside, is far from beautiful. To explain why there are so many vacant houses, we first need to address something else. Actually, two things, which are the two crises that Italy has been facing for quite some time, without any significant success or improvement. The first crisis dates back to the 1990s, when the Italian economy essentially stopped growing and has remained stagnant ever since. This might sound alarming, after all. Italy is one of the largest economies in the world and home to some of the most famous brands and companies, ranging from fashion and cars to banks. For a long time, the question of why exactly Italy seemed to forget how to grow remained a mystery. However, recently, a prominent Italian economist developed a rather complex theory to explain the root cause of what he called the Italian disease. It's not about Italians being lazy. Rather, it's about how Italian managers and companies have become stuck in time. He explains that companies in Italy have always valued loyalty and connections more than performance, and continue to do so to this day. With the emergence of meritocracy and performance-based metrics, these 2 points have become much more important. The practice of remaining loyal to people, banks, and companies, without considering the healthy growth of these institutions, started to hinder economic progress. As Italy and its companies failed to break free from nepotism and adapt to the 21st century, the country soon began to lag behind the rest of the world. Additionally, a series of unstable governments, a chaotic legal system, a massive tax evasion problem, and one of the highest public debts in the world contributed to the decline. This helps explain how Italy went from being one of the world's leading economies to becoming increasingly dysfunctional. But this is just the beginning of Italy's problems. If you're curious to find out what's going on with the empty houses, don't worry, we're getting there. Beyond the stagnant economic growth, Italy has consistently had one of the highest unemployment rates in Europe for decades, averaging between 10% and 30% among young people. This means that for 2 generations, a third of young Italians have been unable to find a job, and those who do often have to settle for low wages. This situation, known in Italy as the €1,000 generation, is more a cause for concern than celebration. It refers to a generation of people in their 30s, highly qualified and with degrees, who hold white-collar jobs but face the harsh reality of earning less than 1,000 euros per month. These individuals are struggling to survive, casting a shadow over the common perception of Italy as a little paradise. It's important to note that Italy has been consistently reported for years as one of the unhappiest countries in Europe, mainly due to the dire economic situation affecting not only the 1,000 euro generation, but also the population in general. Therefore, rather than being surprising, this economic reality serves as an explanation for the unhappiness that many experience in the country. But how could you possibly have a positive economic outlook when even in the United States, half of the people earning six figures live paycheck to paycheck? And when even the most successful hedge fund manager in history is saying that the system is collapsing before our eyes, making our salary work for us through investments is not as easy as it used to be. All these economic problems inevitably have consequences, and in Italy's case, it has resulted in a massive exodus of young, skilled, and ambitious people from the country. Since 2008, at least 2 million young Italians have permanently left the country, and hundreds of thousands continue to leave every year. And this is not the only demographic problem Italy faces. In addition to massive levels of emigration, Italy, much like Japan, is dealing with a trend known as the Silver Tsunami. Now, it has the third oldest population in the world and is aging faster than any other country in the European Union. All of this is combined with the third lowest birth rate in Europe, which has been steadily declining over the past 15 years. This means that Italy has fewer and fewer people of working age who can start businesses, create value, and drive the economy. The number of those who need state pensions and care from others is constantly increasing, while fewer and fewer children are being born. While many countries are dealing with one or two of these challenges, Italy has the perfect combination of all three at the same time. That is why, for almost a decade, the country has been facing a major demographic crisis that is worsening every year. Since 2014, Italy's population has been steadily declining by almost 200,000 people per year, and this trend is not expected to stop. Forecasts indicate that in the next 50 years, Italy's population will shrink by an additional 20%. You don't need to be an expert to know that this is not good news for the economy or the country itself. How do empty houses fit into this scenario? Due to the economic situation and demographic crisis, Italy is simply running out of people. The places where most of the empty houses are located, usually small towns and villages, are the most affected. The lack of job opportunities and infrastructure in these areas makes it difficult for young people to find work and build a future for themselves. As a result, they are leaving behind these deserted villages and empty houses, which are then advertised as holiday homes for sale to Brits and Americans in a desperate attempt to save these places from complete disappearance. Interestingly, at the same time, Italy is one of the countries with the highest percentage of adults living with their parents. In 2021, 70% of Italian adults under the age of 34 still lived with their parents. Even in the 30 to 44 age group, 25% of people still live at home. While this phenomenon is partly due to Italy's strong family ties, many adults live with their parents not by choice, but out of necessity. With high unemployment, it has become increasingly difficult for young Italians to rent their own place, and buying property has become almost impossible. This might seem contradictory, given that there are houses for sale for €1 throughout the country. However, since there are no jobs or opportunities in the areas where these houses are located, young Italians are not buying them, even for €1, because they would have no way to make a living there. The only people who will buy them are those who do not need an income, mostly foreigners who will use them as vacation homes. Although this is not necessarily a problem, it does not solve the underlying issues. Therefore, the free house donation program is mainly a sign of how desperate the situation has become. While Italy struggles to keep its small towns and villages alive, the empty houses serve as a stark reminder of economic decline. It is important to emphasize that the economy is the reason why so many people have been leaving Italy, which in turn further stifles the economy. the country is trapped in a spiral that is increasingly difficult to escape, and the situation only gets worse. After presenting these facts, let me know in the comments if you believe Italy is on the verge of collapse or not. Thank you for watching until the end, and see you in the next video.